than
the
the
defense.
high line. And I've said it. Hans Flick, if he wants to win the Champions League, this is not Bayern. He needs to understand one thing. These Barcelona boys lack character. They are growing into the system. Someone might not understand me, but you cannot compare these Barcelona characters to the characters Hans Flick was having at Bayern.
Oh yes,
Hans Flick
because
had characters there.
Yeah, he had
who had
personalities.
Yes, who had played the Champions League several years,
Yeah.
and they were quite accustomed to pressure and everything.
Yeah.
And you can place a one man even at the back. You can play your high line and you'll be able to clear and do any danger that comes to them. But this Barcelona team is not that. I think he should find a way of dealing. Seriously, I have problem with coaches that fancy to play high lines, because I would say high lines is the most dangerous thing to play.
But you know, football is always about gambling.
Yeah, gambling. It's very easy when you're
Some
playing.
days it will work for you, some
when
days
you're
it will
playing
not work
high
for
line,
you.
it's quite easy for you to, press, get a ball, create chances. But at the same time, it's very easy for opponent to leak balls onto your back.
And I
It's
think they
very
are getting find out from other players, other managers, other oppositions, how to stop them or how to nick a goal from them. Yeah. So the next segment that we go is the this weekend Premier League games that we'll be playing. We've got Saturday 12:30 p.m. morning. That's Chelsea versus Fulham, another London derby. And you know, as the season started, this is the third week, and Chelsea has always been around London.
And I must say, they are having the easiest of fixtures to go so far. Their first three fixtures is very comfortable, and quite unfortunately, they are having 4 points. They could have amassed the 6 points. Not to say Crystal Palace, but on any day, Chelsea should be beating Crystal Palace for 3 points. Yeah. This match is a top liner in London.
But you know, it's a West London derby. But usually people don't see it as a derby. Because Chelsea always win this derby.
So they don't pay attention to
unless few seasons ago that Fulham started
rocking them and hamming them. And this current Fulham side, the good thing about them, they've really developed to play very good football, and they really hurt impact. They have few players that are injured currently that may be them. They don't have their favorite Robinson, their right, their left back, who did really well for them last season. So, but they are going to pose problem for Chelsea on Saturday, but Chelsea will come top. Chelsea is going to win this game. It's not going to be most goals as we see. Even if it's going to be, both teams are going to score. Chelsea will come on top. 3-1, 3-2 scoreline, I see in this game.
I also see Chelsea winning this one comfortably. Next one is Man United Burnley. They've been into 2 games. They're just the opposite of Liverpool. They've played 2 games. They've not scored. They've conceded 1. Liverpool, they've conceded 2. Liverpool, in this case, has played 2 games, conceded 4, but we are scoring. So their problem now is they are not scoring. So what do you think that Amorim can do to bring up the goals?
Amorim's first mistake he made was trying to define his pattern of what play when he took out the job. I've always said when there is a tradition going on in a team, it's very difficult to eradicate it. So you start a bit by bit. I remember when Jurgen Klopp came to Liverpool, he said he promised heavy metal football. But one thing he realized was Brendan Rodgers was doing possessive style of football. Let's pass. He just didn't take it off. They started playing that way. Then he started introducing his methods into them gradually until the Brendan Rodgers kind of play started fading off. Then he started bringing the genuine press. When we get the ball, everyone is supposed to run. And that is how he should have. He came and he was, boom, this is me. If you don't play like this, you do this. You don't do this, do that. And I see him to be, he's so much active in the media. He's so much active engaging in players' food than thinking about how to solve United's problem. I mean, there are certain things about players you don't even have to mention it, like what Jurgen Klopp was doing. Not to say you have to copy Jurgen Klopp's style or any manager's style, but sometimes leave the media to have their speculations about whatever decision.
It's not any questions that
that you need to answer.
Yeah.
And I pity the way he handles his situation with players.
I think he's too honest that whenever he's asked a question,
you always want to find answers.
He always want to find answers.
And but that's not good, and it brings a lot of problems in the team. And the players are struggling to get up to the kind of style he wants to really play. And it doesn't also suit the current players that he's even having. It's going to take time, but United looks really miserable at this stage. And I won't be shocked at the end of the season if he continues like, if you spend money last season and you tell them you don't deserve to play a Champions League or you don't deserve to be in Europe, that's absolutely nonsense. Excuse me to say. You don't see that. This is second greatest club in England, UK. And you don't see that to them. United has no time. They always want to win. When you are there, they expect results. So I had problem. I was happy Amorim didn't end up at Liverpool, and I was so grateful this man didn't come.
If you want to talk about United, we can talk about them for ages. And we'll
still but looking at their match against Burnley, it's a game I feel they have to pick up these 3 points to begin with.
It's about
season. Time. It's about time, and I won't be shocked if they'll pick up the 3 points. This is going to be a slim win, 2-1. 3-2 kind of scoreline. I mean, slim margin win for United, but I see Burnley putting one goal in their net.
Okay. Hard. Next one is two Ghanaian brothers, Kudus and Semenyo. This weekend they go head to toe with each other, and it's happening right in the North London, where Bournemouth travel to Spurs to face them. So it brings me back to the first 3 fixture of Bournemouth. They faced Liverpool, and then last weekend they played what's the name? They played Wolves.
Wolves, yeah.
And then now they're playing Spurs. So it's a hard call for them.
It's a hard fixtures lined up for them at the early stages.
So do you think Thomas Frank's sides are going to continue with the winning streak?
This game is very tricky, and
remember last season Bournemouth went there and won.
Yeah, it's a tricky game, and they played against Angie.
Yeah.
And now they are dealing with Thomas Frank, and Thomas Frank is going to treat them as a big club. Thomas Frank is going to give them that needed respect, and it's going to be a tough game for Bournemouth. They will try. I don't see them coming home with the 3 points come weekend. Bournemouth is going to lose that game to Spurs. Spurs is doing well, and they'll pick those 3 points.
I think 5:30 on Saturday, Leeds hosts Newcastle. For me personally, I think this is where Leeds will pick up again. I don't see Leeds losing this game because they are home, and Newcastle, we've seen last night that they've got some issues now. Anthony Gordon is missing 3 games. Joe Linton is injured. I'm not sure he'll be playing this weekend. What do you call it? Tonali went off injured as well.
Yeah.
So if there's anyone to come in, it's going to be Joe Willock and Jacob Murphy.
Because
Shane, what's the name? Shane Longstaff has moved to Leeds.
He's left. Yeah.
So he also wanted to prove a point that he wanted to stay, player, but they pushed him out. But I don't know why Isaac is pushing out. They don't want to let him go. Anyway, let's just talk about this game.
So Newcastle looks like a disjointed side going into this game. Their backline is still intact, no issues. The real problem coming out is their midfield and having issues with Anthony Gordon. But I know Osula is going to, the young chap that scored against Liverpool, is going to
lead the line.
Yeah, lead the line for them. And he looks really good.
Yeah.
He looks really good, and he can do something. And they are not going to get a replacement for Jolinton because he has been a special phenomenal player. He plays like
His work rate is
they've
top,
given
top,
him
top.
some shots of adrenaline. He
Yeah.
comes in with, they are not going to get a replacement for him in the middle. But one thing about this Newcastle side, like they now feeling like they are part of the big cartel and they play like we deserve to win. We want to win. We want these 3 points. And any player that comes in and what they exhibited against Liverpool is anything to go by. Amid the injuries they have, I see Newcastle pipping Leeds United. Yeah, and picking some point. They can get a draw out of that game or they win it. A
Okay.
draw or win for Newcastle in that game.
Okay. Hard. Next one, Sunday, 2 o'clock p.m. UK time. It's